start off with Jeff.
How much did the previous two overtime games help you in terms of confidence, but then also in terms of execution?
Yeah, huge. That's what I told the guys, man. We've been here before, right? This is unfortunately this is what we do, right? We take it. Now we take it all the way down to the end, but. And I could sense the same, just like the same attitude and belief as I did in the Florida State game, and I think that kind of started it, and then it carried over into the Louisville game, and then today. So the guys just had confidence that we're gonna play however long it takes, and that's one of the bedrocks of our program is we play 60 minutes or however long it takes to find a way to win the game.
Jackie.
I don't know if there's something that UNC was doing, but since move away from the run game a little bit in the first half, and then kind of came back to it.
Yeah, they were doing a good job of playing wide ends and not letting us get outside, and then the most success we were having was with the play pass and the passing game, and so we just kind of were trying to get some chunk plays and see could we ignite the offense, and then we found a little bit in the second half, but they did a really good job of boxing everything in, playing some man coverage, having an extra hat that as soon as the backs may find it on our more inside targeting plays, they had an extra hat there to down the football.
Let's go with Greg and David.
Yeah, did you think Carolina was going to go for two and the win? And what was your reaction when you see Pavard come up with the tackle?
I didn't, to be honest with you. I would have kicked it and give the guys another opportunity in the second overtime because then you have to go for two. But hey, man, he's won a lot of football games, and I mean he's one of the best in the business for a reason, and so obviously he felt good about the call. And but when I did see it come over towards our left hash. The closest to us would be our right hash on defense, but the left hash where I was looking at it, and I know he's got a left-handed quarterback, I thought that was a little different with the sprint out. So I was hopeful that there were some plays that may be eliminated by bringing it over there, but he still kind of rolled out to the opposite the throwing hand, and then I was a little nervous because I saw the back kind of leaking, and then when I saw our guys trigger on it, I felt like they had an opportunity, but they were going to have to tackle low, and they were going to have to knock him back and not let him fall forward. Yeah, he finds a way, don't he? He's around the ball and becoming one of the top playmakers for us.
Let's go with David.
Tony, you had a similar play on the other pylon in that it
Yeah.
was closer to you. Can you describe from your view?
Yeah,
how big that became?
that was huge. I thought it was going to be a foot out of bounds. They were just looking to see where it because I didn't see the ball come out down there. I didn't see the ball come out. Now I know the folks up top, mentioned that the ball had come out, and then when I was looking at it, the vantage point that I see, I couldn't tell if his hand had, because what I saw on the screen was I could see white glove, and then I could see the ball behind it, but I couldn't tell was it still in his hand when it touched the pylon, so I didn't know. So I was actually, to be honest with you, preparing for it might get overturned into a touchdown. And then obviously I guess they got it right, and we'll go back and we'll see it, but I didn't get to see all the angles that the folks in Charlotte had.
What would you say is the biggest difference in the offense that we saw in September,
Yeah.
early in the season, and now the last kind of 3 games haven't been as explosive?
I think it's inches. It's a game of inches, and we got to get our rhythm back. We've had to kind of plug and play with some guys. Continuity is a big thing. So we got Brady back, but then we lose Ross, and then X is now out. So just kind of getting in rhythm with all the different pieces that are there, and now people have got more film to be able to find ways to try and stop us, and then we got to make some plays, right? There's some plays that before we've made, and right now we just an inch or two off, but. In my experience, even as a play caller, there's never been a season where it was always perfect on offense. But we're doing a much better job of taking care of the ball, and then defense is getting turnovers, which gives us a chance. But I'm not panicking, right? Because we're finding ways to win. right? So at the end of the day, we're finding ways to win. And I know that the group that got off to the fast start is the same group that's in that locker room. And we'll evaluate this game and see the areas where we can improve. Like last week, we protected the quarterback really, really well. This week, we didn't do that as much. And so we'll get back to work and get ready to go play a good Cal team out in Cal.
How often do you guys practice that two-point conversion defense?
Oh, we practice every week, so we have segments of practice where we rep our offensive two-point plays versus the anticipated looks, and then they rep their two-point plays, and you actually do it, a couple times a week, the front end of the week, and then also the back end of the week, so you're as sharp as possible.
So the last 3 victories have been by 6 points.
Mhm.
What does it say just about your ability to hold these games out?
Yeah, I think it's 3 years in the making. Back in, I guess it was 23 where we lost 5 games by 1 score or less, right? So we were on the other side, right, of that. So I think that helped us because we learned a lot, right? So what we learned in those situations is that it's much easier to lose a game than it is to win a game, right, if that makes sense. And then we were making some costly, critical mistakes to cost us games where I think now we're capitalizing on it if an opponent makes a mistake or we're making the plays because of the belief of the young men in that locker room. So a lot of it is going through being on the other side. And they say when you're building a program, you have to first learn how to lose close and then win close. And I think because of the experience that we had in the past, it's helped us, where we are right now.
Yeah, you mentioned the offensive struggles. Chandler has looked a little not like himself
Mhm.
the last couple games. How healthy is he right now? And just what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I mean it's October, getting ready to go into November, and we got none of these guys are 100% healthy. They're all dealing with stuff, but he's battling, and I think that we all know that the shoulder, got hurt early, and that's something that's going to linger. I think back to like Tony Muskett. Same thing happened to Tony Muskett early in the season, and it's just something that you got to battle throughout the course of the season. And but he's a warrior, man. He's going to do everything he possibly can to be ready to go. And I know that at the end of the day, there's nobody in that locker room that wants to play their best more than Chandler. And so I'm excited to see how these guys respond as we get ready for a different week of preparation going out to Cal.
Let's go Jeff and Kit.
He had a run in overtime that was very similar to the one he had at Louisville. Did he change the play and call it a number today on that run to the left?
No.
It looked like
Oh yes. He had the ability to audible based off of a look that we thought we might see in that situation, and it was similar, but then they did a good job of showing it and then turning it into something else. And so part of it was it was kind of a run flip option. So the flip wasn't there. You got to go run it, bud.
for him to take that play on, knowing that there's a lot of pain at the end.
Yeah. So I know that the quarterback position gets the most scrutiny, right? They get probably too much credit when things are going good, and they get all the blame when things aren't. But if you question Chandler Morris's commitment to the Virginia Cavaliers, our university, our program, then man, I don't know what else to tell you, because there's nobody in that locker room that's more committed to our program, and I told you he's a warrior. Right, he's got the heart of a champion, and he's going to lay his body on the line, which he showed in 2 games that resulted in putting us right there on the 3-yard line with a chance to go win it in overtime.
Tony, in the overtime on Jamari's touchdown run, you go with basically what's become a tried and true play for you, the direct snap power run for him. Influenced at all because you had the failure on the first and goal from in the third quarter?
I think really we lost the Grady bunch. We had a really good thing going last year with Grady Brosserhouse, who was one of our additional quarterbacks that could go under center and do the quarterback sneak. I mean, you're not going to ask Chandler to go under center and do quarterback sneak like you would Grady. So that kind of inspired it. So we got to be creative, and good football coaches, which we have in our building, are going to find ways to continue to be good at something. You want to have tendencies, right? You want to have a tendency that you're good at. Now you got to protect it and find different ways to do it. But I mean, if it's working, I mean, let's not go away from it. Let's not give the other team too much credit and talk ourselves out of something that could help us.
Let's go David and Greg.
Tony, you mentioned parenthetically pass protection.
Mhm.
You guys gave up more sacks today than you had the entire
I know.
season. Was it something Carolina did or just straight?
I think they did a really good job of getting into a five-man front and creating one-on-ones, right? And when you can get into a five-man front, you create one-on-ones, and then they were getting us in some long yardage situations where you got to drive the ball down the field. That's very difficult, right? When you can stay ahead of the chains, and now you can come and dictate some calmer fronts. You get more slides, you get more protection, you get more help with your teammates up front, as opposed to when you get isolated in one-on-ones. And there were some times where I think in the past, Chandler's pulled it down and got us out of some of those situations. So we got to evaluate, how long we're holding the ball. But the biggest thing is stay out of long yardage situations, and then you don't have to drive it down the field as far when you're trying to convert, because everything is not a two-down situation, right? There's some third downs that you have to try and go get because you're not in a field position to be able to maybe throw under the sticks, knowing that you got fourth down to go get it. So we'll evaluate it, we'll look at it, but man, I'm confident in the coaches and the players that we got in this program to own the mistakes, get better, and see can we put together a good plan, have our best week of preparation, so we can go chase our best game versus Cal.
What was your trust in Jaden Thomas and the punt return
Yeah.
coming into today? I mean, he got you guys out of
Yeah.
you guys in some good field position.
It was huge. I mean, that's why he was back there. I mean, we knew that he'd shown a ton of reliability catching the ball, and we felt like in this game plan we were going to have possession of the ball, and then whatever we can get in returns, yardage, and field position would be a bonus. But credit to him, man. He had some opportunities. He wasn't afraid to catch it and run with it, and created some field position for us, which was big. So now it gives us, when Ross comes back, which we anticipate he'll be back next week, gives us some depth, and then in different situations, we got some flexibility.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thanks,
I
everybody.
appreciate it.
See
Thank you.
Tuesday.